guys.
Hi.
It was making me smile. It's making me smile so big seeing the Wiggins house. Look at the party the Wiggins are hosting tonight. We got the Eckleys.
Yeah.
We got the Eckleys in the house. We got my Lynn in the house. Bill and Becky. Is Debbie there tonight with you guys?
No, Debbie. Debbie's got kind of a cold today, so no Debbie today.
Okay. Well, hey guys, good to see everybody. So Becky, let's fill them in real quick before we get started tonight. So number one, there's no moms group tomorrow because right now we are focusing on auction right now. So those of you who might not know, we normally have a moms group every Wednesday at 11 a.m. It's just on Zoom and we all kind of get together just for an hour from our own homes and have a 1 hour coffee time. We talk about the topic from the night before or whatever thing we need to talk about, whatever's going on. So we usually do that on Wednesday mornings. But we have so much going on right now preparing for the auction that we're having another work party tomorrow in Kent at the shop. So thank you to everybody who was able to come last week. We got baskets wrapped. We have some more baskets to wrap and some other odds and ends kinds of things that we're doing tomorrow. So for those of you who can join us, please do. We're going to start at noon tomorrow and we're just gonna get stuff done. And then we're going to, anybody who can stay for group coaching tomorrow night, you are more than welcome. So join us tomorrow if you can. Speaking of auction, Becky, what do we got to tell them?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've been calling people. And a lot of people, their claim bidder number emails went to like other folders like spam folder or a commercial, some kind of a folder. Anyway, especially if you have Gmail. So check your other folders for an email that says that it comes from info@battlefieldaddiction.com. I've been going through and resending them to people. I've been emailing people that I don't have their phone number and calling the ones that I do. So if you haven't claimed your bidder number, which means you go in and you say which kind of payment that you want to use for your bidder number, then if you haven't gotten that, let me know. I'm happy to walk you through it, enter whatever information you want, however you would like to do that. Becky@battlefieldaddiction.com.
Yeah, and if you're a table sponsor, contact.
Oh yeah, and if you are, if you have bought tables, please, you were sent an email for each one of your guests that has a bidder number attached to them. That the idea is that you email it or forward it to your guests. If you would like help with that, I'll help you with that as well. So we're just going to make sure everybody knows what they need to do before we get there. It's going to make check-in really super easy in and out if you have like pre-registered a credit card. Pretty much you can walk in, get your bidder number, and when you're done, we'll give you your items and you can walk out. Super quick and easy. But we also take checks and cash. So we don't want to leave anybody out. And yeah, including my own mother. And probably everyone else's mother. Anyway.
So Becky at battlefieldaddiction.com. That's how you can easily contact Becky if you don't have her number.
Yeah. And the other thing you can do is you can go back to the auction webpage and you can click on see previous registrations and it'll pull up, everybody that you've entered as a guest. You can enter your guests there, or, just call me, make it easy on yourself. I'll fill it all in for you. Anyway.
She's a master at this.
I am now.
Yes.
Anyway, The other thing I want to tell you is that, as Angie said, we've been putting all this stuff together. So we are posting little sneak peeks for you so you can see items and get kind of an idea of what we have. Angie's been posting those on Facebook is it the Family Battle page or Battlefield Addiction?
I've been posting those on the event page and Battlefield Addiction both, and then I reshare it sometimes on the Family's Battle. So it's kind of everywhere on Facebook.
Okay, great. You can also go to the event page and then click on a sneak peek here at the top. And I just started adding photos and information yesterday or the day before. Anyway, so I'm still in the process, but we're going to get that all done by the end of the week so that you guys can get a really good idea of what kind of things you can look forward to bidding on.
Yeah, there's so many cool things. And the live auction there's a lot of really cool live auction items. We're finalizing the program right now for that. I mean, there's packages, there's trips, there's a signed helmet from the Seahawks with tickets for New Year's Day, really good seats. There's so, oh, and then there's the rebuild crew. I got Travis here in the house. Let's look who I've got tonight here, guys. So we got a whole party going on over here too. But the rebuild crew is donating 8 hours of work. That's going to be a hot one. That is in the live auction. So 8 hours of work. Like the crew's going to come out. It's going to include a dump fee. If it's yard work, if it's moving stuff, if it's clean out, whatever it is that you need done in your house. 8 hours. Like that'd be a great gift to give like an elderly parent or something like that too, maybe. So anyways, that's going to be a hot one. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So there's lots of cool things. So it's Saturday, October 22nd. So we've only got what, like 10 days away or something. So we're coming down to the wire here.
First of all, Bill wants to remind Travis that he's elderly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I got a message from Tyler Valala today, who is a hairstylist and a fantastic one. And he and his family have been a big part of Battlefield for quite a long time now. Anyway, so Tyler messaged and said that he can do, he can style your hair the day of the auction if you like. So we're going to be posting more information about that, but he's going to do it out at Stan Parente Salon. It's in Federal Way. And so, yeah, so Saturday, if you want to get your hair done by Tyler, for the day, then we'll make sure you know how to get that scheduled. And I have the first one, so don't even try.
Hey, I just surprised the Silkies by putting them up on the screen real quick because I have a special announcement too. We haven't even got this announcement out because sometimes I'm pretty last minute about stuff like this. So I just reached out to Tim a couple days ago and I said, he had offered months ago that Chicken Joe Rewired would be willing to come play at our auction, and we've just been so busy thinking about other things. Like I start thinking about the day, the day before kind of thing, because we've been so focused on the auction. Well, thankfully, I didn't wait till the day before to ask you, Tim. I gave you a little notice, and thank you so much for just saying yes. Thank you so much. So it's going to be tons of fun to have your music there and have you guys there. So thank you so much, Tim, for that, and his beautiful wife, Kim. So glad to see you guys on tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah. We're excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. One more thing regarding the auction. There's been lots of questions about attire. People have been like, oh my gosh, what do I wear? So in general, I mean, you can look at the albums on our Facebook for past auctions to kind of see a kind of a blend of what people wear. Some of us really love to get dressed up. Like we don't have opportunities like this to get dressed up. So some of us like to get really fancy. Generally it's just, a little black dress, cocktail style. You could wear a nice pair of slacks. You could even wear a really nice pair of jeans with a nice top and cute shoes, ladies. I mean, just, you probably don't want, your holy sweats or something like that. You probably might feel a little out of place, but even if you wanted to wear that, we're cool. We're all cool. We're just a Battlefield family, but it is an opportunity to kind of get dressed up and feel good. And so we just encourage you to do that. So it's just going to be a really great night. The food is going to be amazing. It's catered by New York Catering, which is a local business here in Enumclaw. They're very popular here in Enumclaw. And they're based out of here, but they do a lot of catering events. They're kind of famous around here. And so anyways, it's going to be a great night. So doors open at 5 o'clock. And then the silent auction starts at 5:30. So for those of you who are early, you like to stroll in, you can come at 5, just kind of leisurely, make your way in. Have a good, there's going to be the music, or there's going to be a bar. There's going to be just lots of people socializing and all that. And then 5:30 is going to be when the silent auction starts, and then dinner, and then live auction and all that. So anyway, so hopefully that answers some questions there. If you have any others, you can reach out to me privately or Becky, and we will help. And I think, one more thing, we will not have Solution Group next Tuesday. So no Solution Group next Tuesday. We are focusing all on the auction. We're having a special meeting that night to make sure we're really ready for the presentation itself. And so anyways, heads up on that. So
I have one
all right.
quick too. So can you message Tyler the link to Solution Group, and so maybe we can get him on at the end and have him fill us in on details on if people want to
Sure.
get their hair. Okay.
Yeah, does he know it's coming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Send him the link. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay, guys, let's go over the group. Let's mute ourselves. All right, it's Mr. Kyle Munkers. So if there's anybody out there, I don't think I see anybody new tonight. There's one here for the second time. So just in case she didn't catch it last week, this is Kyle Munkers. He is a manager over there at the Rebuild Recovery. But he also brings us our comedy each week. So go ahead and take it away. Kyle's Corny Comedy Corner.
You guys realize how adorable Angie is? Like, she loves announcements so much, you know? Like, she loves announcements so much that she gives like pointless announcements. She says, I just want you guys to know that Wednesdays we do mom's group. It's at 11 o'clock. We talk back and forth. Sometimes we talk about the previous, topic. Well, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like talking about the whole thing. We're not going to do that.
We're not doing that tomorrow, but we
Yeah,
normally do that. So for
That's
all
what
you
happens
new people,
normally. Yeah. That's,
tomorrow us ladies are gathering in person.
Just like
So
we love the MILF announcements, so it's all right. Okay. All right. I was writing a letter earlier today, and it said, "Dear Math, grow up and solve your own fucking problems."
Yeah.
Speaking of math, I asked Barkley today what 2 minus 2 is. He said nothing. Let it hit. What did the baby corn say to the mommy corn? Hey, where's popcorn? I don't think I really trust trees. They're pretty shady. My ex-girlfriend always got mad at me because she said I had a bad sense of direction. So I packed my things and write. How did Harry Potter go down the hill? Walking. JK. Rolling. Do you get that, Art? You wouldn't, yeah. J.K. Rowling's the author of Harry Potter. Yeah. Okay.
I haven't ever watched it. But I don't know.
Or read it. Did you guys hear the rumor about butter?
Nico.
Heard the phone.
oh, we lost him.
Oh my God, it's confusing. We're not sorry.
We're not muted.
Well, in the meantime, you tell.
All right, we'll get him back in a second, guys. We lost him. So, hey, Becky, is there anything else about the auction that maybe was missing? We'll take this opportunity. Sometimes I think after we're done with announcements, I go, oh, there they are.
How about if people ask us questions about the auction? Oh, he's back. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, let's
not.
not do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Thank you, but let's not do that. All right.
Yeah, let's not
all
do
right.
that. I'm good. How many? I mean, did you guys hear any of the jokes at all?
Yes.
Wait, okay, what was the last joke you heard?
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling.
That's good enough. Did you guys hear the rumor about butter? I don't want to spread it. What did the lemon do? What did the lemon do when it answered the phone? Nothing, because it's a fucking lemon. I once dated a set of twins, and everybody used to ask me, Kyle, how can you tell them apart? Well, Stephanie, she would paint her fingernails purple, and Steve had a dick. Yeah.
All right. Let's move it on over to Art. Hey guys, welcome everybody. Okay.
What does it keep saying? Can you hear me?
That's just
Yeah.
that one. It's-
Oh. I remember recently, or I remember my whole life, and I was looking at today because I was trying to see the difference between how it used to be in my life and how it is. You know, it's not, I got sober and then I got stuff. That doesn't really have a story to it. That's not why I experience life differently. But I do experience life differently now, over the years. And I was looking at why it's different. And I can tell you my whole life, I didn't like people. I can look back and I can see I didn't like them. I remember thinking I kind of liked people along the way. I liked famous people. I liked people that had cool stuff. I liked actors that were funny. I liked athletes that were really cool. I liked Tony Dorsett and I liked Danny White and I liked Dan Marino and I hated John Elway. And, you know, I liked some of the Seahawks players, but for the most part, I liked some basketball players, but for the most part, the people in my life I didn't like. I don't know if it was exactly that I didn't like, but I definitely didn't love them. They were definitely hard to deal with. They were definitely annoying. They were definitely frustrating. And if I look back, I can honestly say that I just didn't love the people in my life, and I didn't know how. I got mad at them. I was angry all the time. I was bored being around them. There was as you looked at the pathway of my life, I gained a friend and lost a friend. I gained a friend and lost a friend. I gained a girlfriend and I lost a girlfriend. And there was always gain and loss in my friendship and in my life. The people in it was gain and loss. And then what I would do is I would get in a group of people and I would find, I didn't like everyone in the group. Of course not. You can't like everyone in this group. These people are all weird. Let me find one ally that I do like. And then I would hang out with that one ally and we would talk shit about everybody in the group. It was us against them. And I always could find an ally. And then sometimes I found several allies and we would click up together and it was us against everyone else at the school, or it was us against everyone in this dorm, or it was us against the other team, or it was me and my friend against the guys at work. And me and him are like, we're working together and we're the good workers and you guys are all just shitty and you're not part of our crew. And you know, I can be honest with the fact that, and then when I got sober, there was really no love. What I spent most of my time doing was being frustrated, annoyed with people, and then I wanted them to change. So what I used people. I can honestly tell you, I used people. People were just a measuring stick. It was to see where I was compared to them. And if I look out in the room, where am I at compared to you people? Am I doing better? Am I doing worse? Do I got more stuff? Do I got less stuff? It's a real measuring tool if I could look at other people. And I never looked up. That was never what I did. I never looked up at the people that had more than me and went, why ain't I like them? I would just look down at the people that had less than me and go, thank God I'm better than them. And that's what I did use people for. I didn't love them at all. I used it. And then I came across this book, and Eckhart Tolle said, pain is resistance to what is. And he meant emotional pain. And for the first time in my life, when I read that sentence, pain is resistance to what is. And then he said afterwards, he says, if you resist the way it is, you will suffer. And that was like, how can I be 38, 39 years old and be hearing this for the first time? And I spent my life in 2 years in sobriety resisting the way it is, resisting the way people are. Oh, I don't like how they are. I don't like how he is. I don't like how he is. I can't stand how he is. I don't like how they are. Oh, man, I don't like how this is. I don't like how this is. I don't like how this is. I spent so much time in that turmoil. And what I look back now, what it was, I was in pain. And I came out of drugs, and drugs, I liked people when I was high. I didn't have a problem with anyone when I was high. I was always the problem, but I didn't have a problem. So, it was just like, none of these people are a problem. I'm high. I don't care. And then you get sober and you start realizing that, oh man, here's this thing, these people. And when Eckhart said pain is resistance to what is, what he meant was the way people are, the way things are, and I came to this conclusion And I started for the first time in my life practicing acceptance, truly, truly trying to accept the way things are. And I understood it deeply. I understood that the quicker I could get to acceptance, the quicker my suffering was over. Whether that was a line of traffic, whether that was the bank line, whether that was the way someone talked to me or whatever it was, I knew I just could get to acceptance quicker and I'll feel better. And then so I started fighting. But what I was really fighting for was mental freedom. I began this process of actually caring about my mental freedom. And what it was I cared that I was in acceptance. I cared that I was in non-acceptance. And so I worked very hard on now gaining power so that I could communicate with people. So then again, another reason that I just beg you to seek mental freedom as a priority. Not that I knew what I was doing at the time. I didn't. But maybe if you know your time, it'll be easier. But for me, I didn't know when I was seeking mental freedom. I did not know what I was doing. I just knew that I just didn't want to be thinking about how much I didn't like that person and how much I didn't like you and how much I hated you and what you said to me and how this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong. And I didn't want to live like that. I knew that pain and that turmoil. And Eckhart made it clear to me why I was in pain. It was no longer out there. It was in here, me not accepting it. And I was in such resistance. I was frustrated. I was annoyed. I was tight. I was protecting myself. And so then you really get to this other point. And tonight, what I'm doing this is to talk to you about love. And you know, people say love is the opposite of addiction. And I think that's true, but I think it's not like they say. It's not that we all need to be Anthony. It's not that we all need to be loved like everyone needs to love us and we have nothing to do. And the reason we're all addicts is sitting here is because all of us poor guys weren't loved enough. And so we all turned to drugs because we didn't get loved enough. I don't buy that for a second. I think that, you know, the reality is who did we love? The reality is why our whole lives, who did we love so much that we weren't ready to use drugs to get rid of them? Who did we do that for? And so what happened was I sought mental freedom. Mental freedom required power. And then this third thing happened by happenstance. I came across this third thing called love. And it's not that I'm sitting here tonight telling you that everyone loves me now, because that's not true. But I guess I can tell you that as you go through power and you're trying to landscape your life, one thing is going to have to be true. To have a good life, you're going to have to love the people in it. You're going to have to figure out how to love the people in it. And what's happening to people, and just so you know, the reason you can't love the people in your life is because you're in pain. And what pain is resistance to what is. And so if I'm in pain because I don't like the way you are, but I never take the responsibility for it being me. I never take that responsibility, so I can't get any better. So I can just blame you for how I feel, but I'm not working on my acceptance. I'm just working on complaining about you. And so what happens eventually is we get a smaller life. And I see people here, they're in a big group right now. And I wonder, all of you, I wonder if you want to stay in this big group, or I wonder right now if everyone in this room pisses you off too bad. And I wonder if you're looking for a little isolation. I wonder if you're trying to make it smaller. I wonder if you're trying to end this relationship, get this person out of your life, get this person out of your life, get that person out of your life, get that person out, get my own place so I don't have to deal with none of these people. You know, as I went on today to move out of here and get to Airbnb and go, it just comes across like, I don't want to go. To me, I don't want to go. I love everyone here. I love being here. I'm doing it from my own, whatever. But the reality is I don't need to go. And so how did I get to a point by happenstance that I could maybe not be loved by everyone in my life? I don't know if that's true or not. That's for you to judge whether you love me or not, but definitely have the capacity to love the people in my life. And not what I used to do is I used to make them all wrong. See, there's a difference between people being wrong and you making them wrong. And the reason I made them wrong is because I wanted to prove that I was better than them. I wanted to prove that I was superior. So I used to find all the ways that I could measure myself against their wrongness. And if they were wrong enough, I was better than them. And I would make them wrong. I would say, oh, the way they they're a vegan, they're wrong. Oh, they're gay, they're wrong. Oh, they're a Democrat, they're wrong. Oh, they're a Republican, they're wrong. Oh, they take Suboxone, they're wrong. Oh, this guy's on methadone, he's wrong. Oh, this guy doesn't go to meetings, he's wrong. This guy does go to meetings, he's wrong. Oh, this parent enables their kid, they're wrong. And I would just look for all the wrongness in the world. And what happens is you begin to protect yourself from the world because you don't want that resistance. You don't want to resist what is, but what is too hard to accept for you. So you start recoiling and you start protecting yourself and you start actually, and so you see people, we can either be in love or we can be in protection. And if you look out in this room and you find that you're not in love with all the people in this room, there's only one reason, because you're protecting yourself. That's the reason, because you don't like something out there and you can't accept the way they are. You can't accept a person for who they are. If you loved a movie, well, that means you love all the characters in it. That's why you love the movie. So if you're going to love your life, you're going to have to come to a place where you love the people in it. I don't know if they'll all love you. And I have no clue if everyone in this room loves me. I don't know. And I don't know if I've got more lovable. I don't know. I hope so. But I guarantee this. When you're in pain, you cannot be lovable. When you're in pain, you're in protection. And so the way it works is this pain comes, this annoyance, this frustration, this whatever it is comes into play, something out there that you don't accept. And people look at you. We talked about character defects this week. And everyone, if I ask you, everyone on here to write down their character defects, I can't even guess at what you would come up with. But something to the effect of, I procrastinate. I put things off, nonsensical stuff. But what we really have to look at when we're talking about character defects is what makes us unlovable. And I'll tell you what makes us unlovable: when we're protecting ourselves, when we're blaming the other person for how we feel, when we're saying, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And they're saying, no, you're wrong. And we're unlovable because we're protecting ourselves from that. We're making people wrong. People are who they are. You can love them, or you can work your whole life protecting yourself from your little frustrations and your little annoyances. But there was a pathway. When I sought mental freedom, I had to deal with my body. I had to deal with these cases of non-acceptance. And I had to figure out if somebody in this room is in acceptance, it means they're in love. If they're in resistance, it means they're in hatred and anger, and they're recoiling from this room. And so when you start understanding, when I sought mental freedom, when I sought power to gain that mental freedom, by happenstance, what happened was I began to live in acceptance. I began to require it of myself. I began to see when I was frustrated that it was me, it was my insecurities. Begin to see how silly it was to not like somebody because of the way they believe, not like somebody because if they shave their legs or don't shave their legs, not like somebody because of the way they eat, not like somebody because they like country music rather than rap music, not like somebody because they don't like electric cars or my car or whatever it was. And I had to learn to actually accept people, and learn to accept people. I had to accept the way I feel all the time. And I had to take responsibility for it. So this practice of mental freedom requires power, and it unlocks love, and it gets us to a point where we can love. People think they can be in love. I see people get in relationships all the time, and they tell you in early recovery, don't get in a relationship. That's not because you're going to get loaded, which you might, but that's irrelevant. If you're going to get loaded over a relationship, you're going to get loaded anyways. So that's irrelevant. Why they say don't get into an early relationship is because you're too scared of the world still. You can't love the world when you're scared of it. You can't love the world when everything frustrates you. You can't love the people in your life when everyone pisses you off, and you haven't dealt with that yet. And that's just a case of these insecurities that I had. The reason I was angry, the reason that I was frustrated, the reason I hated everybody, because I didn't know who I was in the world, and you had something to do with it. And I need you to do what I say so I can prove that who I am in the world. And I need to control you, and you have a way of making me look good or look bad or something like that. And all my insecurities would be wrapped up there, and I'd be looking around the room. Oh, I don't like what that fucking guy said. That guy's a loser. I can't stand that guy. And I remember the experience of living life that way. And if some of you could get honest, you're doing it too. If you could get honest that that's how it's going. I don't like that guy. He's a piece of shit. Did you see how he just did that? I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. Oh, that guy called me a bitch. I'll never talk to him again. Ever. No forgiveness, no work, just ending relationship after relationship after relationship and moving on. And then saying it wasn't my fault. That guy's a piece of shit. He did that. Well, you made him wrong. He did that, yes. Was it wrong? I don't know. We make people wrong because we're too scared to love them. We make things wrong so we don't have to risk anything. But here I am. Here it is. In my life, I'm risking it. I will love you. I will love you. I will love you. I don't care if you love me back. I don't care what you do to me. I don't love you because of you. I love you because I love my life. And to love my life, I have to love the people in it. And to love the people in it, I can't be in pain. And so the key to these things, the mental freedom will show you when you're in pain, or mental prison will show you that you're in pain. Power will get you out. When you then do that, you can get out of this. You can see when you're in non-acceptance, and you can do the work. And when you do the work, it unlocks this ability to love other people because you're not protecting yourself from them. You're not judging them. You're not eyeballing everyone around the room. You're not irritated. You're not frustrated. They just do what they do. And there is a pathway to it. And I'm telling you, not because I knew the pathway, not because somebody taught it to me. I just got lucky. I got lucky to gain the ability to love the people in my life. Now, that doesn't happen all the time. It's not all day. Sometimes there's hatred of the people in my life, but back to responsibility and back to like, no, man, they're good. They're good. Stop. What are you doing, Art? Acceptance. Practice. You're screwed up now. You don't like somebody because they don't believe what you believe? Really? That's crazy. You don't like somebody because they don't eat the way you eat? You don't like somebody because they like different kind of music than you? You don't like somebody because somebody told you your car is stupid? You don't like them because they make loud noises? I don't like that guy. He snores. Screw him. Done with him. And we go on from relationship and we end them. The question for your life is, are you going to gain one friend at a time, one person at a time, learn to love them and keep them in your life? Or are you going to go smaller? You're going to get to a place where you got a little TV dinner in front of the television and you're bitching at the TV about how stupid everybody is and you're alone in that room. And you're right. You're right. Everyone's messed up. And there you are sitting alone with a TV dinner. Or do you work to love the people in your life? And to love the people in your life, you cannot be in pain. So you need to deal with your pain. And I didn't know I was in pain, but frustration is pain. Overwhelmed is pain. Massive amounts of thoughts and worry and panic is pain. It's all forms of non-acceptance. Every form there is. Boredom is a form of non-acceptance. You can't be bored and in love. When you're bored, you're in non-acceptance and nothing's lovable. You can't be worried and in love. You can't be panicked and in love. You can't be depressed and in love. You can't be any of these forms of non-acceptance. You have to be in total acceptance. You look at the sunset. And to be in love, I'm not talking about like some theory. I'm talking about the experience. I'm talking about looking at the people in your life and tearing up. When you love the people in your life, you'll tear up. When they said Tyler Valala was going to cut the people's hair, for some reason, I started crying. Because I've been with that kid for years. And now he's going to, it's grown up. Love. Tyler hasn't been always been that nice to me. So I look at the difference in my life. Oh, what happened? They say how it used to be, what happened, how it's like now. Yeah. I ain't talking about got loaded, didn't have stuff, got sober, got stuff. That ain't the story. Hated people, protected myself, looked at everyone as stupid, thought I was smarter than everyone, worked on it. Still think I'm smarter than everyone. Still, but have this ability to maybe like feel experiences of love every now and then and tear up. And actually get to a place where I sit calmly with myself and can tell you I love everyone in my life. Everyone. I love them for who they are. I love them for the character they are. I love them for the differences they are. I love them because they're not the same. I love them because they're Democrats. I love them because they're Republicans. Whatever it is. And so mental freedom will put you on this path and you won't be able to stop it. You won't be able to stop getting better. But if you sit there selfishly and play around in your head with the righteousness and the judgment and sit there, feel sorry for yourself, look out at the room and judge everyone and then find a little fucking ally and play grab ass with him and look at everybody else like they're stupid. And you ain't gonna make it out of here with an ally. Nobody gives a shit. You ain't gonna make it out of here with a friend. You're gonna make it out of here with yourself. And you're either gonna love everyone, but you ain't making it out. And then, hey, me and you, when we get out of here, you and I'll be friends. Screw all these people. Good luck with that. Good luck. If this ain't the community that you're gonna fall in love with, find another one.
Good luck.
But you better find everyone. You better find it, and you better see what's going on with you right now. I got lucky. Pain is resistance. What is? What a statement. God stopped me in my tracks. Because I didn't want to be in pain. I didn't want to be frustrated. I didn't want to be annoyed. I didn't like it anymore. I didn't want to be angry. It wasn't useful. I hated it. I was burning up. And then he said that, and I went, whoa. You mean if I accept the way it is, I won't suffer? Holy shit. I better practice some acceptance. I better find this location inside of me. I better stay there. I better hunker down. But it all starts with one thing, the mind, because the mind will take you. And then you have a choice. Maybe it's a choice. Maybe it's an option. Maybe it's just there. But something will happen where you go, I don't want to be there. I want to be here. I want to be present in this moment. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. I want to enjoy this meal. I want to watch this movie. Or you can just be on no pathway. Get stuff. Get stuff, get angry, get loaded, lose stuff. Get stuff, get angry, get loaded, lose stuff. Seen that pathway several times from a lot of people. I got stuff now, Art. I'm pissed though. I hate everyone. So I'm alone watching my big TV. And I'm protecting myself against my boyfriend or girlfriend. And I say I'm in love. We always say it. Love you. Fuck that. Fuck. She's nagging me again. Fuck that bitch. Love you. You don't love them. You don't love them. You're too scared to be wrong. You're too scared to be wrong about everything. See couples fighting all the time. They're too scared to be wrong about everything. What was the lyrics of that song? That's what the lyrics were. Choking each other over the lyrics of a song. Google it. You're wrong all the time. Why are you with them if you want them to be wrong? I want to point out why my husband's wrong all the time. I want to point out why my girlfriend's wrong all the time. Gotcha. That ain't it. That's insecurity. That's you trying to be secure by being right. We don't find security in rightness. There is no security in being right. It's fake. It's not there. But people think it is. The one thing that I can't be is wrong. I can't admit that I did it wrong. I can't admit that I said it wrong. I can't admit I cleaned the bathroom wrong. I can't admit that I didn't do my laundry. I can't admit that I'm wrong in any way. I can't admit that I don't know the answer. And I'll just sit around the room and go, you're wrong, and you're wrong. Maybe I won't even tell them they're wrong. I'll just go shh, like that. And then I'll go tell my buddy, my little ally outside, you see what he said? See Art going again about mental freedom. Guy just goes on and on and on. When's he going to talk about the real stuff? You don't know. I do. I had stuff and I hated it. I hated everyone in it. And I had to protect my stuff. Did you steal my stuff? Don't touch my stuff. Oh. Where's my stuff? Oh, you scuffed my stuff. You looking around the room? None of these people have any stuff. They're stupid. I'm smart. It ain't like that. That's not the experience I have. So again, mental freedom. If you challenge yourself to stay mentally free, you have a practice of it, meaning you breathe, you be here now, You work at it. You clear up the things that are taking your mental freedom. You use power to talk to people that have pissed you off, power to talk to people that you need to work things out with, power to forgive, power to, have communication with people, strength, say the things that are bothering you to each other, but don't say them in a blaming way, to say, this is what's bothering me about our relationship. I don't want to end it. I'd like to continue it. Can we get better, please? That's power. And if you work through these things, then all of a sudden you'll live in acceptance more. As you live in acceptance more, you'll be able to accept the people in your life more. As you're not in pain, you don't have to protect yourself, and everyone doesn't have to be so wrong. Anything that you love in this world, the reason you love it is because it's right. And that's very ironic that we have a mind that wants to show us why the wrongness in everything. It's very ironic that we have a mind that wants to show us the wrongness in everything, when we know when we love something, it's perfect and it's never wrong. You never pick up a bowl of delicious ice cream and talk about how wrong it is. You never look at a sunset and talk about how wrong it is. You never look at your favorite dog and talk about how wrong it is and think about how wrong it is. And just think of that. We have a massive ability to love dogs. We can't love people because they're too scary. You can't love people because maybe you can't love them because maybe you're in a competition with them and maybe they're getting too close. And so maybe you need to hate them now. Maybe they're getting too close. Maybe they're getting too much stuff. Keep your eye on them. Figure out why they're stupid. They have a nicer car than you. Figure out that they're stupid. And tell everyone how stupid they are. Don't tell them they're hardworking. Tell them that guy who got that big truck. Yeah, he's a criminal. Criminal. Art. Oh, yeah, he's a criminal. Criminal? I thought they went to jail. I thought they were in prison. No.
That word mental freedom, it's
Parker.
just it's so powerful. You know what I mean? It's just got so much power behind it. Mind, mental, just the two words combined. It's like, I mean, if you're not mentally free, I don't know why you wouldn't want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And mental free means total acceptance. Not pain, no pain. Our pain is, and then we do it to ourselves.
and that's the crazy part about it too, is it's like you could be mentally free and then 1 second you're not mentally free. You know what I mean? But then the goal is to get back to that same point where you were at, you know, because it's so much, life is just so much better when you are mentally free. And so like, if that's what you're always striving for, is to be mentally free, then I feel like this life is just,
They say it all these weird ways. That's what was tough for me to gather. So I got to the point where I figured be here now, be present. It's all these whimsical ways to say it's more complicated than it is. And it's not that complicated. It's just like, be like you were when you were a kid. Remember? Like that. Remember when you were a kid and you could play? Remember how you can't play anymore because you're too worried about what people think and what people said, and if you're going to lose all your money, or if you're not going to lose all your money, or if you're going to get sick, if you're not going to get sick, or how that guy said that and how that made you look and all that kind of thing. But the reality is, if you just set out with that one thing in mind, maybe you're not ready. Maybe right now you're on a pathway to stuff. Maybe you're like, well, when I get some stuff, I'll work on mental freedom. Maybe that's how it works. Maybe you won't be mentally free until you get enough stuff. Maybe that's how you gotta focus. Maybe a lot of people, that's what Maslow said. Maslow said that. He said that there was a hierarchy of needs, and he said that people have to survive on, first they have to get safety, and then they have to get their biological needs met, then safety, and then love, and then community connection, and then, stuff and whatever. And then they finally get to a point of self-actualization, finally realizing, oh man, well, who am I? What do I really want? I don't know about all that, but I do know that it was accidental. My ability to love people came by accident. I didn't know that that's what I was working on. And I only know that today because I'm driving in my car and I go, wow, what's different? And then you get hurt. Then something happens and you get hurt.
Robbie Ray, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mariners lose. You hate everyone. Whatever it is. Somebody hurts you. Somebody does something to you. You get sabotaged. Then you get hurt and you recoil a little bit and you hate everyone for a while. And then you come back. Protect yourself. Get brokenhearted. I'll never love again. She did this to me. She doesn't like me. Well, maybe you weren't lovable. Maybe you should work on that. Maybe it was hard to love you. Maybe you were in so much pain and depression and angst and frustration and worry. And how can we love a person? We can't even love a dog that's frustrated. You ever see a dog that's not present? You can tell the dog's got anxiety and yappy, 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 yappy. It's hard to love that dog. And then we think as people, we're yappy, we're worried, we're complaining, we're whining. That's like the dog. It's hard to love you. You never shut up. No? You come home and tell me about the coworkers. Wow. It's like that yapping dog. Tell me I'm wrong all the time. Wow. Don't park there, you stupid fucking idiot. They get done. Old couple. No, don't park there. That's not a good spot. Why are you park there? I love you. No, you don't. I just asked somebody a question today. I said, I just want to truthfully, 70-year-old couples. I want to just get a lie detector. 70-year-old couples have been together 40 years. They got a lot of money. How many of them are waiting for the other one to die? So they can have a little bit of joy for the last 10 years. You know, I think if we got down to some truth, that would be. We met a taxi cab driver in Vegas that told us the truth. Me and Andrew with him, this black guy. He said, I just drive cab now just to get away from my wife. We got tons of money. And, you know, he goes, but she's just annoying at home or whatever. And he goes, man, I hope she kicks the bucket soon. He said, I'm gonna have some fun. You know? I thought that's gotta be true for a lot of people. You know? Why's your underwear left there? Huh? Jeez, I just want to throw my underwear down. You know? But I don't think those people are practicing love. And I think you got to practice to love. And to practice love means practice not protecting yourself. And to practice not protecting yourself, you got to look at your insecurities. You got to look at your non-acceptance. You got to look at your pain. You know, we can't love when we're transferring pain. And that's what it is. When I'm in pain and I'm talking to you from that pain, I'm transferring my pain over to you. So I don't accept the way you are. And then I'm telling you to change. But really what I'm doing is just not being able to I'm not being able to take my pain. So because I can't take my pain, I say you need to change. And maybe you do need to change, but why do I got to say it from pain? See? So it's a begging while you're on your pathway to stuff, which I know you need. Everyone needs it. That will give you some security and a little respect in the things that you're after. Maybe you can dabble over here and make it a quicker process, because eventually you're going to get to the process of eliminating pain, because you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure out that not having stuff is not the problem. It's the pain that provides me. It's the non-acceptance. And if I accepted that I don't have any stuff, I would never need stuff. It would be fine. But this non-acceptance of not having stuff is driving me to get stuff. And that's the pain. And then after I'll get the stuff, the pain will still be there because I haven't dealt with it. I'll still be irritated and I'll still be frustrated. That won't take it away.
Now you have stuff to deal with.
But now you got more problems because now you got to protect your stuff. And watch out, because people will wreck your stuff. They'll ding your door or your car. They'll take your stuff and they'll steal it and lose it. And then, you know, they'll spill on your white couch and, you know, Well, then the answer is more stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to have more stuff because if they spill on it, then you just got to back up.
Yeah.
Ah, I haven't curved my rims on my new car. Wait till that happens.
Oh, you haven't?
No, it's pristine,
That's good.
pristine. It's the only thing that forces me to drive and pay attention. And also, by the way, cutting out fast food is a huge, it's a huge factor in not curbing your rims. Those fast food drive-throughs are hard on cars. They make them too skinny and the angles are too, trust me, I curbed a lot of rims from Burger King, Jack in the Box, McDonald's. They got some really bad rim curbing drive-throughs, those places. And then you pull up, when you pull up to the front and the curb's too high, the parking curb, and you hear your car. Everyone looks at you, they're like, oh! And then you have to back out again. No! Yeah. You're looking under your car. Can anyone see it?
Everyone turns their head, yeah.
Okay. We can, questions. I don't know if there will be, but.
Well, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's open it up. So, yeah, if there's any comments, questions, anybody out there going through it needs to talk, we'd love to hear from you. We sure have time to do so. Where is the raise your hand feature? Right here. I'm raising my hand. That's all you got to do. Or unmute yourself if you can't figure that out on your device.
Isn't it weird that it's true? And maybe we can argue, and maybe people would argue this statement, but I think it's a pretty true statement. To love my life, I have to love the people in it. And it seems like a very true statement. And then if you go to the next thing, that maybe today nobody had the goal of loving the people in their life. Like nobody, like none of us thought about it. Nobody went, I was doing that today. I was trying to love the people in my life. Nobody. And yet that's how far off base we are. Maybe. That's how far our goals have strayed to the stuff competition and the looking good competition and the righteous competition. And we don't even concern ourselves with that petty stuff called love. Love? What's this guy? What's he just? Oh, Jesus, he's so flimsy. And, what is he, a fairy talking about love? Something like that.
Hey, Angela from West Virginia. Hey.
Well, Art, I feel like you've taught me a lot about this, and I finally am with you on it. Being present and accepting what is, and not judging people, and just loving people and loving life. And I finally got back to that place in my life, and it's a lot of thanks to you in Battlefield. One thing I want to ask you, though, you were talking about all the people you loved at the beginning. I might have asked Angie to ask you this, but how you like your Seahawks new quarterback, former WVU Mountaineer?
I am the farthest from a Seahawks fan that one could be.
Oh, really?
I'm the opposite of a Seahawks fan. And I told the story. It was 1983. The Seahawks were in the playoffs. I went to the first game. It was Denver and Seattle. I believe it was a wild card game in the Kingdome, and Seattle beat Denver 31-7. We beat John Elway in the Kingdome. I was a little kid. I was 9 years old. The next week they went on to play the Miami Dolphins. They beat, they beat the Raiders the next week, I believe. And then they went on to face Dan Marino and the Dolphins. And I believe they lost to the Dolphins. Dolphins went on to play the Redskins in the Super Bowl. But the story is, I was a kid and I had set out bottles of the Martinelli sparkling cider champagne. And I had put it in the freezer for my whole entire family, and everyone was over. And I was going to pop the champagne after the win. But they didn't win. And then my little 9-year-old heart was broken. Never to like the Seahawks ever again. I would never trust them. I hated the way they played football, and that was it. And then that same kind of hatred transferred to the Mariners. And so you imagine my kind of joy today when I see all the disappointment, because it's like, yeah, that's what happens when you start loving the Mariners and Seahawks people. You will be disappointed.
Could be worse. You could be
Don't
a
do it.
Browns fan.
They're not like the Patriots. Well,
Jeremy,
yeah.
you could be a Browns fan. Could be worse.
Well, I would never do that either. People talk about fair weather fans. They talk about bandwagon. Yeah, I like a team when they're good. I do.
I like the Steelers no matter what.
Okay, but that's crazy. That's crazy. There's no accountability there. You can't unconditionally love teams. You got to tell them that sucks. You suck. Get a better team, and we would like you. Yeah. That's the problem with Seattle. Everyone just keeps selling out the games, and then they just feel okay with rolling out Geno Smith as our starting quarterback.
He was an ex-Mountaineer. Uh-oh.
Like 40 years ago.
No, my son went to school with him. My son.
Yeah, like 40. Okay, 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
No, Jared's only
Yeah.
30.
Geno Smith's been losing games in the NFL for years.
Okay. I just thought maybe you'd like him.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
All right,
Tracy.
Tracy.
Hey, I have a question, Art.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be at the auction. So I just want to say best wishes on that night. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I get it.
But I want to know what you're wearing.
Just a t-shirt and sweats.
Nothing.
To the
have the
auction. To the auction. Seth.
I was saying, is your cap?
My stylist dressed me.
What am I wearing to the auction? I don't know, because every year at this time, I face my own reality, and I have to go to the big and fat store if I want to get a suit.
Nothing wrong with that. Feel good,
I don't know.
man.
I might have slimmed down enough this year to not have to go to the big fat store to get the thing.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to go without a suit, because I think I'm just going to go with nice pants, shoes, shirt, because I don't want to go to the fat store. I want to buy my stuff from Macy's or Nordstrom's. Yeah. I
You
want
got
nice stuff.
this.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
go to
Thank you.
KG, I go to KG, and most of the soups at this K&G place, it's the big fat guy store. And most of the suits are like purple, with gaiters. And it's like, I don't want a purple suit with gaiters. Yeah. Maybe a baby blue tuxedo with the top hat.
Any of the ladies want to give up what they're wearing? Just
From my experience, the ladies coming to the Battlefield auction are gorgeous. They get real dressed up.
Only reason to come.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what Becky and Kristen are wearing, but I really love my dress. I'm just wearing a little gold dress, and it's really cute. I like it. I'm gonna get me some cute shoes, but it's a little gold dress, and it's really cute. I like to get a little fancy, but a little bit, just a little bit. But you don't have to.
I like your little fancy too.
Yeah. Do you already have your dress, Becky?
I have a dress.
Yeah.
I think what we should do is the more money you're bringing to the auction, the shittier you can dress. If you're bringing a lot of cash to spend at the auction, wear shorts, sweatpants, whatever you want to wear. But don't come in sweatpants with no money. That's a terrible combo. But if you're not going to spend any money, come dressed really nice. Make us feel classy, please.
It's a really cool place, but I will say, like, it's not like Emerald Downs was much fancier. Like this is Enumclaw, and it's the Enumclaw Fieldhouse. It's very, very nice, but it's also Enumclaw, so it's okay that you don't fancy.
You wear cowboy boots.
Like you just wear what makes you feel good and what makes you feel beautiful or handsome. That's what I should say to everybody. If you feel good and classy, that's what you want to wear. If it makes you feel good, wear that. So,
Well, I'm bummed Tracy is not going to be there because
I know.
Kathy come.
Me too.
And I was actually going to call Kathy this week and try and course you guys into coming next time.
Wait, I
Yeah,
gotta
for
stop.
sure. Thank you.
Again, Robbie Ray. Let's address this. Robbie Ray was the pitcher the Mariners got brought in the game to face a batter, and he gave. Now, I just want to point out, this sounds a lot like they should have handed the ball off to Marshawn Lynch. It's the same bullshit, guys. If you can't figure out Seattle does this, then I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Come on. I mean, I'm telling you, the coaches in Seattle just want to be heroes.
Yeah.
Just let them play. And then now this manager, for some just crazy reason, just gets cute and brings in a starting pitcher. Yeah. And gives up the game. So
out of the game.
yeah. But again, we've been hearing about how you should have handed the ball off to Marshawn Lynch for 5 years. Now we'll hear about this. Shouldn't have brought in Robbie Ray. Well, except pain is resistant to what is. Accept that they all suck and you won't have to suffer anymore. I'm not suffering today at all. I'm actually in complete joy. You see?
Yeah.
I've accepted Seattle team's going to let me down years ago. Yeah.
You bet Houston.
No, I didn't bet today. I didn't bet because a lot of times when you bet, then they have a way to screw me. You see? Now I give Seattle a way to screw me. If and what I've learned is Seattle will always screw you, so I don't even bet.
So did Tyler Valala make it on? I do see a T, but I don't see a camera. And so I was wondering if that might be him because I don't recognize it. If you are Tyler, turn on your camera so we can see you and I can put you on spotlight. Okay,
Yep.
Where'd it go? Where right here? Hey, Tyler.
Hey, I'm just on one step.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. So Becky told us that you are gonna do some hair on the day, and people can call you. Can you give us some more information about that?
So I decided I would be willing to do some styling, wash and styles for all the ladies going to the auction. So that would be on Saturday, next Saturday. Well, first off, let me just say, Art, I love you and I appreciate you for sticking with me, even though I wasn't very nice to you.
I love you too, Ty.
And I'm very grateful, and I've been with him since 2018, and I got a year, 7 months, and 25 days clean, and I couldn't have done it without Art and everybody in the program. So I'm just, blessed to have you in my life. But anyways, for the ladies doing washing styles, I work in Federal Way at Stan Parente Salon. I've been there about a year. I went to school right when I saw Art in 2018, so I've been doing it a little while. So washing styles, I'm just going to do it for free. Tips are appreciated if you want to get your hair curled before the auction. And I don't want to leave out the men, so if your husbands need a fresh cut, they can buy my books. I'm doing hair Tuesdays and Fridays, so they can come in for a free haircut. They just got a salon in Stan Parente and Federal Way, and let them know. Yep.
Jeff needs his hair styled and curled.
Yeah.
Jeff Peterson needs it styled and curled. He wants the whole deal, blow dry and everything. Yeah. He's got a hot little number that he's wearing, and he's gonna look real sexy.
So
Thank you, Ty.
So what Becky will help get all this information up on the Family Battle group with Ty's contact information and everything. So Becky will help with that. So whatever, she'll reach out, she'll get it from Ty, and she'll get it posted. And thanks, Ty.
Yeah, right on.
Hey,
Thank
Ty,
you.
wait, Ty. I've seen these videos of you bowling.
Yeah,
Are you really that good?
Yeah, I'm filthy, man. I just started.
I mean, like, have you ever bowled a 300?
No, so I actually just started bowling April of this year, and bought my own ball, joined a league, and I'm doing really good. I was one strike away from a 300 last night.
Whoa, that is good.
Yeah, I had like 11 strikes and one split, but yeah, my average is like 170 right now. I'm doing pretty good.
Nice. I seen it, and he had 5 strikes in a row, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
5 strikes, a split, and like 7 more in a row. 6 more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hair doesn't work out.
You could be a pro. You're almost on your way to PBA.
No, I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna stick with it and see how then yeah, possibility.
All right. Thank you, Ty.
Right
Yep.
on. Awesome. All right. Is there anybody else out there before we wrap things up? I mean, if there's anybody else out there that has any questions, comments, anything, please feel free.
Yeah, we're not fucking date.
Well,
There's bowling next to us.
let's just close it up.
Slay it.
Again, every week it seems like I'm just begging people, and I'll just one thing, just open the door here and kind of walk into this idea that mental freedom is the #1 priority in your life. And if you do, and it's two-handed work, what that means is that with one hand you be present, you try, you give everything you got to stay where you're at. You use your senses, you smell, you taste, you touch, you experience, you put your phone away, and you try. And that's what you do here. And then with this hand, you see what's blocking it. You see what's making it difficult. And you deal with those things. And then you try some more. And then you deal with those things. And you try some more. And you apologize to someone, and you forgive someone, and you talk about a resent with someone, and you share in group, and you use this hand, and you get stuff out. And when you're overwhelmed and there's a lot on your plate, you talk about that. You don't use it as a tool to get validated. You just talk about it. This is what I got to deal with, and this is what I got to deal with, and this is what I got to deal with, and I'm dealing with it. And so that's the practice for mental freedom. And then that takes power, because you have to approach people, and you have to be as nice as you can, and you have to work your angles, and you have to learn communication skills, and you have to say things you've never said before, and you have to be truthful, and truth comes in there, and that leads to power. And then after that mental freeness starts coming up, you start dealing with your pain, because your pain is what's taking your mental freedom. That's what's taking it. And your pain is caused with these insecurities and fearful of other people. And so you just get to this place where you're working that out. And all of a sudden you get to a place where you realize that you can start experiencing love with people. You can start looking at people, and your mind no longer tries to figure out why they're stupid. Your mind no longer tries to figure out why they're messed up. And your mind will say it to you, oh man, they're great. And this just happens over time. You get to a place where people succeed, and you're actually wanting them to. And I'm telling you, this comes from a person that told you, I wasn't like that. I didn't like people. Everyone irritated me. I didn't want to be around that. I didn't want more friends. I wanted less. I wanted people away from me. And I just don't think that could possibly be a way to love. And to love your life, you got to love everybody in it. Not everybody, but for the most part, it's got to be gaining ground. You got to be gaining relationships, gaining momentum for a more exciting life. You're pushing it forward. And it all starts with a very simple practice of presence, a very simple fighting out of your mind. It's not selfishly be obsessing about your problems, helping somebody else, getting out, getting free. You do that, you see what's taking your mental freedom. That's pain. Every avenue of pain is taking your mental freedom. Annoyance, boredom, resentment, fear, anger, upsets, frustration. You don't want those things anymore. You can't be loved. You can't love. You got to get rid of them. Okay, Carrie has something.
I just want to say, Art, that was a wonderful summary. You took everything, and in that 90 seconds, that was marvelous. And I'm going to go back and probably watch that a couple times tomorrow. And I think everybody else should do that. You did excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. It's just very clear to me. And it wasn't clear to me going through it. It wasn't clear to me why I was doing it. And I got lucky. My ability to love the people in my life was just by chance. It was, and thank God for it. And I'm just telling you, and I'm begging you for the last time. I won't talk about it after the auction or whatever, but for the last time, fight for your mental freedom, and it'll unlock everything. It'll unlock your power, and it'll unlock love, and it'll make it so that you are forcing this interaction with your own life, forcing this interaction with it, not pointing at it and saying it's not mine, but forcing an interaction with your own life and pushing you forward into it. You'll lean into your own life and you'll create it, and you'll begin to love it. And then hopefully you won't want to use drugs to escape it. So thank you guys. See you after the auction.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Good night.
Yeah.
We'll see you auction helpers tomorrow. Some of you. Good night. Have a great week.